Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Griever Productions. We are here once again with Geoff Castellucci. I saw that this one is a recent upload within the last week as of recording this. I'm not sure when this will go up. But I'm a little bit of a Johnny Cash fan. I can't say that I've been a huge fan of his stuff over the years, but I highly appreciate the stuff that Johnny Cash does. I especially love his version of Hurt, which was phenomenal. But everybody knows this song, right? Everyone knows I Walk the Line. So I'm really interested to see and hear how Geoff handles this one. It doesn't specify that it's a cappella, so it may not be, but Geoff tends to add some instruments to his stuff, so I'm interested. I'm very interested to see how he handles this one, because the way that he arranges his songs are brilliant. I love them. I think the way that he does it is just incredible, and I have faith. I absolutely have faith that this is going to be really interesting. So, without any further ado, actually, just before we begin, do please leave a like on the video. It really does help. In the description below, we do have a link to our Patreon and Discord if you'd like to join in the conversations there. And yeah, let's give this a listen. I'm very keen to see how he handles I Walk the Line. And not to mention too, like just before any music starts, obviously, he always has a perfect setting for his videos. I don't know if this is his home or not, but it seems to fit in every video he does. It's crazy.
Because you're mine. Because you're mine.
That's a C2.
I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you are mine, I walk the line.
Oh my God.
Because you're mine.
Here's something that I love, right? So I talk a lot about vocalists and when they're in their real like sweet spot, right? There is a note here that is like, it's all good. Don't think that I'm bagging anything out here, right? But there is one note specifically here that it makes me melt. Hang on.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you are mine, I walk the line.
The mine. The word mine that he sings there.
Oh. Because you are mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine.
There's just so much resonance. Like, I genuinely wonder how his recording gear handles his voice. Like, I would love to have the conversation with him, and because from what I believe, he uses Logic Pro. I also use Logic Pro. You can actually see part of it on my screen over here. And I genuinely would love to see what he needs to do in order to accommodate that voice. Honestly, it's brilliant.
I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit.
Hang on. Through. It's a B flat. It's a B flat 1.
That I'm a fool for you because you're mine. I walk the line because you're mine. I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right because you are mine. Well, I walk the line because you're mine. I walk the line.
See, here's something about Geoff that I love, right? So yeah, his bass stuff is just pristine. It's perfect. It's beautiful, right? But he also has the range and the voice to handle all of those beautiful harmonies that fall into very different vocal types, you know? Like, the fact that he can hit a lot of those notes is just crazy. Like, the one that I always go back to, right, is when they do the Oogie Boogie song with voice play. And the notes that he hits in that, it's both ends of the spectrum. It's just nuts. Like, this man knows his voice so incredibly well, and it's just brilliant.
You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you are mine, well I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Just beautiful.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the time that binds. Because you're mine, well I walk the line. Because you're mine.
Every time.
Mine. I walk the line.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But so what can I say honestly about his voice that we don't already know? Like, he uses a very very specific technique when getting into the like super depths of his voice, and I can't remember whom it was, but he mentioned the kind of innovator of the technique that he uses. There's videos on his channel that kind of explain it, right? And they help you get some of the lowest notes that are possible, right? It's almost like singing the higher note, but then you're adding a certain amount of fry, basically, and then it like drops at the octave. It's really interesting. He explains it far better than what I do, but that's the kind of general gist of it. And I've made attempts to do it, and there's been some times where I've hit it, but it's one of those techniques that if you don't continually try to use it, you lose it. basically. Like any muscle or your voice in general. Like if you don't continue to use it, you do lose that kind of technique. And look, here's the thing, right? He doesn't really use a lot of that really low thing that we like, that extra depth that we have learned that he can use, right? But the reason is he doesn't need it. He has actively made the choices in these songs to go, all right, well, here's what I'm going to do. And it would almost be too much if he did. Like the man's ideas for the music that he does and the arrangements that he does, I love them because there's so much intricacy to them. And another part of it as well, too, if I was to do an arrangement of this, right, I would do it very, very differently, right? But that's part of why I admire these guys so much is the sheer difference and the sheer changes in like what I mean is that all of these musicians that I react to and that I listen to are so musically gifted, and their musical minds are so different from one another that let's say for instance, right, we gave this song to obviously Geoff, right? We gave it to Ren, we gave it to Dimash, we give it to Deanna, and then we would have four very different covers of this song. They'd be incredibly different, and they would be equally as beautiful. And but this is why I love Geoff's, is because there are notes I can't hit. He can do them absolutely beautifully, and the harmony work is just beautiful. Like he knows where to add harmonies and where to just leave it as a solo vocal. It's beautiful. Anyway, sorry, that's enough of my rambling. But yeah, that was brilliant, and I loved that. I loved that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this one. Like a favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe, do all that sort of thing. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.